Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Pop. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all drip ecosystem related projects. And man, today we got a huge update. So remember, I told you guys I'd be doing another AMA with Chris. That would just happen. And I'm going to be cutting to that clip coming up. But I want you to stick around for it. One, asked all the questions specifically shared from the community. So we got answers to all those questions. And huge alpha that he released at the very end. And that's what's hinted at on this thumbnail. So all I can say is community rewards program for Drip. You're going to want to stick around and hear exactly from Chris Shihan on what that is. And you're hearing it first. Nobody else in the Drip community has this. No other communities are working on this. No other communities have been even given the green light for this. So this is huge alpha leak for the Drip community. So stay tuned. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. We got the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Shihan back on the channel again. He needs no introduction. This guy is solely responsible for taking our magic internet money and making it have real world utility. Chris, welcome back to the channel.
Hey, how are you, Drip Coach?
Out freaking standing. Good to have you back. And been definitely pushing and promoting the Spritz finance, and every single person I've shared this with that has utilized it has nothing but positive sentiment and feedback to share. So you guys are making some headway, and that's kind of where I want to start. We spoke briefly the first time with the AMA about 2.5 months ago. So what's been developed and added on or improved, I guess you could say, within the Spritz platform since then? What have you guys been up to?
Yeah, I mean, and firstly, Coach, always great to chat with you and members of the Drip community, whether it's on Twitter or YouTube or wherever, have given us lots of love and checked out our app and given great suggestions and questions. So it's always fun to chat with you and everybody in the community. Yeah, what's new? I mean, we've released a lot of features, some of them actually Drip related and some of them not. So, you know, I think you've mentioned it on your channel a few times, but yeah, we do support Drip and some of the Animal Farm tokens to actually pay your bills off ramp, and of course top up your Spritz Card. So that's functionality is there, and we're really happy to roll that out, and also looking forward to all the feedback from the community. We have released the Spritz Card about a few weeks ago. And we've been refining it. We've been, answering questions, smoothing it out, but it's been a great product that so many of our users are using. So it's a prepaid debit card. We can talk about a little more if you'd like. We are working on some support for some other tokens and networks, actually Bitcoin. I'm sure some of you out there use Bitcoin. So we're going to support Bitcoin natively in the app, and we are working on a mobile app for both iOS and Android. This is going to be a few months away still, but it's not necessarily too early for me to mention that it's coming out. Yeah, lots of fun things, and then maybe a small shout out to our new feature called Smart Pay, which you all should check out. It's going to be expanding soon, but essentially enabling you to create a recurring or repeating payment to your bills. $100 a month on the 17th day of each month to your credit card. You can do a single transaction with Spritz with our smart contracts to schedule that, and the individual payments are actually gasless. So we're paying the gas, no extra cost to you once you schedule it. So we'd love to see you guys check that one out.
Man, it sounds like you guys are definitely making moves, and
We've been busy.
Looked at that. Definitely, of course, the prepaid debit card and that Smart Pay feature. I remember looking at that before, and that's huge in the TradFi space of just having automatic bill payments. I'm pretty sure everybody sets that up, and that's a huge win to make this seamless transition from fiat Ponzi to crypto. So that's awesome, man. Glad to see you guys doing that. And that leads us kind of right into one of the questions we had. I think it's about, the first one is about the Spritz Card, kind of. So did I miss one? Yep, I missed one. Let's see. All these questions came from my viewers. So I'm just going to read them exactly as they requested them. So can you ask him if we will be able to alternate our Spritz virtual cards in the future, or are we stuck with the same card permanently? I like to have the options of using different cards for different merchants sometimes.
Oh yeah, I love this request. Yeah, in short, the answer is yes. We have the ability to generate multiple cards for our users. We haven't yet, we wanted to keep it simple and make sure everything works, but we do have that ability. And so I would suspect in the near future that we'll release that to everybody. So yeah, thanks for that idea. And it's good to know that, hey, we've got at least one person who will find that valuable.
Yeah, it's awesome. Definitely. I could see that being a good feature. All right, number 2, Spritz started as an off-ramp. I'm curious if Spritz has plans to be an on-ramp someday in the future.
Yeah, we would love to. We definitely have a vision of being a one-stop shop for all of your real-world crypto needs. Obviously, today we're sort of like a fancy off-ramp with the car, ways to use crypto in the real world, not go the other direction. There are lots of on-ramps already out there. I think the fees are pretty high, kind of too high. But on-ramping is a little challenging. There's some fraud issues to deal with, unfortunately. So we are taking our time, making sure the app, things like I said, Bitcoin, mobile app, Smart Pay, all of that is working. We want to get that core Spritz specific functionality working well. Maybe later on this year or next year, we'll do the on-ramp. But it's definitely on our radar.
Okay, that's awesome. That's good to know because, there are definitely a lot of friction barriers getting on to crypto. And of course, now what's happening with Choke Point 2.0, a lot of issues getting off as well. But good to know you guys are solving those problems. That's awesome. All right, number 3, now that more self-custody wallets are launching, crypt to fiat off-ramps, example, Trust Wallet partnering with MoonPay and Ramp, how does Spritz plan to stay competitive?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I look at Spritz as a lot more than just, these kind of very simple transactions, buying or selling crypto. I think, it's still not easy today necessarily to do it, to buy and sell crypto. And the fees are still too high. So, that's why we do have those products, especially the off-ramp. But I really envision a world where Spritz can create a relationship with you, the user, and really serve all of your needs for, again, those real world activities. And, in my experience, people don't off-ramp just to have money sit in a bank account for no reason, right? They off-ramp because they've got to pay down some debt, they've got some bills, they need to pay somebody. So, it's our thesis at Spritz that if we can serve those needs, and Trust Wallet, MoonPay, Ramp, they're doing a great job, but they're not serving those kind of higher order, more direct needs for your funds. That's what Spritz wants to do, and I think that's ultimately how we stay competitive, provide extra value at the same or hopefully even much lower prices.
Yeah, I can definitely co-sign that. So there's clearly a value proposition I think that you guys offer that the traditional ones, they're great, but I haven't seen anybody else tackling it from this side, like the automatic bill pay, the prepaid debit card, the ease of paying your bills, any bill. There's just so much functionality in just that side alone that to me it's like a no-brainer. All right, number 4, what happens if I use a Spritz card to buy a product, say a mug, that is later returned, say because they broke during shipping? What would the return transaction look like since Spritz doesn't track transactions? How are refunds processed?
Well, nobody likes to get a broken mug in the mail, so this is a great example. Just a wonderful question. We do have the ability to show you transactions, and that is a feature that's coming out. A lot of people are asking for that, understandably. We just wanted to release the card early and get people trying it. Refunds come straight back to the card in the form of a balance, just like any other sort of card that you might have. We do have the ability even to push funds back from the card back into your crypto wallet if there's really an issue, right? And you want to kind of get rid of the card, but it's typically it's just a Visa card. As soon as you get the transaction back, the balance is ready we'll update the balance and you're ready to pay it again, to spend it again.
Okay, that's pretty painless then. Yeah, that works. And that actually touches on the next question, what I think it's mine. I think that's the one coming up about transactions. So yeah, this is literally my question. So it says, I ran into an authorization issue trying to use the card with Facebook ads. I needed to relay the code they had on the pending transaction. However, without a way to look up the transaction details, I was unable to do this. Is there any steps in place to address the security transaction authorizations like this?
Yeah, I think just giving a bit more, detail on the card to be able to do that would help you out. So yeah, these are features that we just chose to release the card in a simple way to get started. So yeah, unfortunately, you might run into some specific cases with this specific case on Facebook ads, where if you had this additional functionality, it would help you. So yeah, it's good to know about that, Drip Coach, and we can prioritize getting out those extra tools for cardholders.
Yeah, I think this is not probably just Facebook, but any company that requires this kind of authorization number. So in the transaction, like they send you that pre-authorized $1 spend, but there's a 3-digit alphanumeric code attached to that, and you got to type that in to validate that you are the card holder. And that's the piece that was missing, because you can't see the details on the transaction. I could see the number, dollar value, but couldn't see those 3 letters that they were looking for. Okay,
yeah, we'll look into it.
Cool, simple enough. Number 6, can I integrate this payment platform into my Shopify store? Maybe a widget or an app integration method.
Yeah, we are working on a widget. We are working on an API. It's great. I think this person's asking about accepting crypto through Spritz. It's actually not something that we've considered building yet. It's more about providing functionality for a DApp or a wallet for holders of crypto to then use it somewhere, kind of anywhere, right? This person's asking about can people pay me fiat using crypto using Spritz. So I love the idea. We are working on a widget, so maybe this is a type of functionality we should build into the widget. But yeah, it's not ready yet.
Okay. You have a timeline on the kind of the API side and the DApp side that you were just talking about?
Yeah, API is actually already in kind of beta and piloting with a few folks out there, especially some wallet providers. So that's happening behind the scenes with some limited functionality. And the widget, is essentially the Spritz experience wrapped in a wrapper that can be embedded, and that's also kind of in beta and piloting with a few folks out there. So if you are listening and you're interested, send me an email, chris@spritz.finance or hello@spritz.finance, and we can set you up with that. It's just that, yeah, in this case, the specific question, the widget is not set up to perform, the specific task that this person's asking about.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely have to look at that from my own end for what I'm trying to develop. So who knows?
Great, yeah.
I'll check that out. All right, number 7, when making credit card payments, what information does the credit card company see?
When making credit card payments, what does the company see? Yeah, it actually, well, the payment to a card we're talking about, right? So if you've got a Chase Sapphire and you're using Spritz to pay off the bill, it's actually going through one of our partners, and they're using their own bank. It's actually called Grasshopper Bank. So they're actually just seeing a payment get processed through what's called the FIS network from the Grasshopper Bank. So it just looks like there's a third-party bill pay service that's making a payment to your card.
Yeah, it sounds pretty simple. I think this is also addressed in the FAQ, so I'll follow up and have them take a look at that as well, just in case. Yeah. Number 8, this is the golden question that everybody wants to know. So basically, when the next phases of rollout, when UK, Europe, Canada, Philippines, etc. So do you guys have a timeline?
Second half of this year, we're going to start looking at which countries and which regions to go next. We've got, I love this feedback. We've got so many people in exactly these regions. I would also include Australia here, who are very excited about Spritz launching. And I've already started some conversations with some potential partners on the ground. If you are on the ground in some of these areas and kind of want to partner up, then also please reach out to us too, right? So I think it's going to be a combination of where are our users, what do they want, and what the landscape looks like on the ground for us to launch. But this isn't a 3 or 4 year project. It's hopefully towards the end of this year, starting to get an exact timeline on these places, or maybe even sooner.
So would you be trying to go simultaneous in all these different regions, or do you have a step-by-step that you're looking at, like an order process?
Yeah, it would be step-by-step, but once we do country 2 or 3, it becomes a lot easier to add more, right? So we do have to look at UK, right? We have to look at what are the types of bills people are needing to pay, how do they typically pay it, what are the integrations to the banks or to the billers that we need to do. Obviously look at the regulations, right? So we do need to kind of choose wisely in terms of what and where we're going, and it would be one at a time, but it's not going to be 6 months to do UK and then another 6 months to do Europe. Hopefully we can knock them out a lot quicker. Just need to get our engineers focused on the international expansion, right? Rather than today where they're really focused on the app functionality, the mobile app, Bitcoin, Smart Pay, and things like that.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'll get one more clarifying question, because I'm sure they will beat me up in the comments if I don't. So if you had to give a 1, 2, 3 country priority for this end of 6 months, the next 6 months or whatever, do you have that available? Like what you're targeting first, what will be second, what will be third?
Yeah, no, not yet. Unfortunately, I can say that everything listed here is very much, and again, Australia, very much highly requested. And I would absolutely love to be in those markets. I used to work in West Africa myself, so something like Nigeria, I think would be amazing. And then India, right? Tons of users there, a lot of digital payment services, huge market. So I think that would be interesting as well. But yeah, I can't make a guarantee on exactly which order just yet.
No worries. Totally understand. But at least we know that it's on the radar and you guys are definitely working towards that. So that's awesome. It's good to hear. One last question that's not on here, that just going off the cuff, that I want to throw at you, because all of my content and my subscriber base is 100% drip focused. And everybody knows on every single one of my videos since I did the first AMA with you, there's an actual closing 30-second kind of montage to shill Spritz to everyone.
Cool.
So what alpha can you give us regarding any sort of, I know you guys now got drip as a asset that can be sold on the platform along with pigs and dogs, but what about the roadmap, any collaborations or potential ideas or anything like that I've kind of teased that I had the idea, but I want to know what you guys have thought about that, and if there's anything you can share in regards to that idea being executed on or thought about or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Drip Coach has been a huge ambassador, obviously, for Drip community to Spritz, and we have tons of people also on Twitter, from Drip that have given us a lot of love, and so we're thinking about how can we give back and how can we design a program or maybe an incentive program to align the whole community with Spritz, and for kind of create this win-win-win situation, right? Win for the user, win for Spritz, and a win for Drip writ large. And so without revealing too many details or a timeline, we are looking at designing some kind of community reward program for drippers when they use Spritz, and kind of this collective working towards a collective goal in terms of volume, in terms of bringing in new users. So yeah, I've been talking with a few folks in the Drip community. We've been busy behind the scenes, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have a little bit more to share, and then ultimately can roll something out to you guys.
Awesome. That is super exciting. So you heard it straight from the CEO, Chris Shihan, straight from the horse's mouth, that they have a community rewards program idea that they're kicking around, and we should hear something in the upcoming weeks on this. So definitely, guys, stay tuned. Follow them on Twitter, of course, and show that support. Show them how loud and supportive the Drip community is, and that might speed things up. We'll see.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's all I got from my side, man. I appreciate you taking the time to circle back around to this, and definitely I'll be touching base with you to follow up on the drip development side, as well as any additional development that you guys are rolling out, especially with the smart pay side and all that stuff. That'd be really cool to share.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got our Twitter feed. I'm sure we've been tweeting prolifically now, but we're trying to, there's rollouts and feature rollouts and stuff. We'll try to give you a heads up, and any content or spreading the word, we just really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks as always, man.
For sure. Now that you guys got out of Twitter jail, that's good.
That we won't change the birthday anymore. That was silly. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
You just had to call Elon directly, right, and get it fixed.
Well, which that's the fear, is that they have like two people on staff now. So if you screw anything up, then you're kind of in the crapper for a while. But
right. Yeah, for sure. Well, I definitely appreciate it, and looking forward to our next opportunity to circle back. And I will be in touch. Appreciate the
of course. Have a nice weekend, rest of your night over there, and we'll talk soon. Always a pleasure.
All right, you too, Chris. Take it easy.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks. Bye. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.